everybody, so today we are going to do a updated foundation base makeup routine. I've changed my makeup a lot since I used to do my makeup, and I just thought that I would kind of update, share some of my ride or die products that I'm really loving, and show you what I do. So before I came and sat down, I did my eyes. I usually do my eyes first. I washed my face, and I only use the Glow Recipe Watermelon Dewdrops as my moisturizer, because I find that my regular moisturizer just disrupts my makeup too much. So I do that. And then as a primer, what I really love is the NYX Plump Right Back Electrolyte Primer. This is also a serum. It's like a plumping serum and primer. And I just kind of shake it, and I will put it directly on. And I just did my makeup, so I kind of have like shimmery fingers, but I don't care. I will literally rub it in like moisturizer. I tap it under my eyes. What's he doing? Put it on my forehead, and then very quickly it will become kind of tacky. It has a gel-like consistency. Kind of feels like aloe. I'm sure there's aloe in it. And then while that sets, what I like to do is I use the Danessa Myricks Skin Blur Yummy Skin Balm. This is a foundation, this is setting powder, this is skin tint, this is basically concealer, basically anything you want to use it for. I use it as foundation because I find that that is what works best with my skin. It really melts in, it adjusts to your skin shade, so if they don't have your shade, it is adjustable, like it'll blend in pretty nicely. I've used this a lot. It comes with this little tool, and I literally scrape out about that much, and I will place it all over. It is a balm. It definitely has like a more oily texture, which I really like because I have really dry skin. I have oily skin in combo, but for me, this works great with my dryness. So what I like to do is I like to take my fingers and I like to spread it out and just even it a bit. And this helps with blending it, I find. And then I take a damp beauty sponge. For me, I use Real Techniques, and I take my mirror and I just bounce it in. Now, this is a set, like this does set, so it does have a powder finish, so it goes on like a cream, and it does have a powder finish, so you want to work pretty quick. As you can see, it just kind of melts like right in. I love it. And then if I need more coverage, I can add it. It's like no problem. I'll show you. Usually I like to do a thin layer on my like general face, and then if I need more coverage somewhere, I will go in specifically spot treat that spot, and if I need even more, then I can use a little bit of concealer. But generally I like to keep my skin as natural as possible. Just as I get older, I just find that my skin can't handle product like it used to. I'm 26 now, gonna be 27 in March. Kind of crazy. Didn't really think I would make it to this age, but as I get older, I definitely have noticed changes with my skin. So this is the base layer. You can see it really just looks like skin. It really blends in, but it also kind of balances. So I love this product. I am gonna take a little bit extra. And did I get it in my hair? Oops. So I'm gonna take like a really small amount, and I'm just targeting those areas, and then I buff those in. So for me personally, that's the perfect amount of coverage. You can still see my freckles, my beauty marks, even acne scars I'm kind of okay with. If they're really inflamed, I will do concealer, which I'm going to do right now. I did a cool toned look today, so I do want to use a little bit of color corrector. I'm using the Maybelline Master Camo color corrector, and I'm literally just putting 2 dots like that, and I'm gonna blend that out before I do my concealer. I'm just gonna tap it in. I think I actually used too much, but it's okay. This counteracts the blue in my under eyes, the blue and green, which just helps take the edge off with the concealer so that it doesn't become emphasized by the cool toned shadows. Now I'm going to use my concealer. I use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. We're going to go with this eye first. And I'm just gonna use my sponge and blend that in. If I need a little bit more, I can just add another dot. This is my favorite concealer. I also have a lighter shade that sometimes I use for brightening because the lighter shade actually matches my skin, but I don't like really pale concealer under my eyes. I just feel like it emphasizes my wrinkles and my dryness. So I like to use, you know, a concealer that matches, but that isn't so brightening under my eyes. And plus I can use powder to brighten, which I'll show you. And then I will also use this concealer. I don't know where I put the other one, the other shade, but I'll just use this today. And just pop it on like little spots like this and this to just get some extra coverage. I think that's all I have right now. I mean, I have that, but I don't usually, it's like impossible to cover that. It's texture, so powder will usually help balance that out. That's another way that I get coverage is I use a foundation powder. So I use the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Porcelain. So I'll show you how that works as well. So I'm gonna go right into powder now. So for powder, I'm gonna do my under eyes first, and I'm gonna use a powder puff just like that. I use the Makeup Revolution coconut scented baking powder. I don't really bake with it, but I do take like that much, and then I tap it into the puff to balance it out. Then I will take my sponge and just re-blend in case there's any creasing. And I just blend that. And I will sit here and just keep tapping that. So just do the same thing on the other side. And then that should be melted in pretty nicely. So that's it for that powder. Now I'm going to go into the Laura Geller. I literally just do this, right? I just run it and tap. I always make sure to get this because I can't stand my hair sticking to my face. And you'll see that this gives me like any extra, really light around my mouth, any extra coverage that I might be missing on spots. And I'm just gonna set everything really well. I don't like using a brush for powder because, well, I do for like blush and stuff, but I don't like using like a powder brush with powder because I just find that it disrupts the base on underneath and it doesn't stay set for very long, whereas this, you're really pressing it into the product and into your skin, and you're also not like overdoing it to where you lose like your natural shine. It's still there, but you're also set and not oily. It's like you can see I still have like a natural glow going on, but I'm not like totally dry. And then once I'm done, I will go in with my blush. So I'm gonna start today with this shade, and I'm gonna take my blush brush. My blush brush is actually a multi-powder brush from Anissa, and I'm just gonna really load it up. This shade is beautiful, but it doesn't always show up on me. I just want this as a nice base, like a transition. Think of it like eyeshadow transitioning the brighter blush that I want to wear. So I'm just gonna take this, and I do blush from here up to like here. So I'm gonna also take it under my eye just a little bit to help blend that, and I like to carry blush over my nose. That's going to be the base for the blush, and then I'm going to go into this, like blush compact from Music Flower Color Blusher, 5-color blusher, Music Flower. My mom got this for me, and I love it. So I'm going to go into this. These are very pigmented. And then just going to start suggesting the hint of color. I don't want to overdo it, but blush is like my favorite part of makeup. It just brings it all together, and I love blush a lot. So I'm just very lightly adding this color. So for blush, I do like to bring it up here, and sometimes I use it kind of like a bronzer, because you'll see like my scalp is really pale, so I try to kind of like tap this in my widow's peak, kind of like bronzer, and just blend that down to kind of give some definition on my forehead. Sometimes I'll put it like a little bit on my chin, just on my mouth a little bit, back up there, and that's blush. Next, for highlight, I'm gonna use the Hip Dot Light Beam highlighter. I really love this. I got this in Ipsy, and this has become like one of my favorite highlighters. So use this, really get into it. I mean, it just matches me so perfectly. It looks so natural, but it's also really, really, really highlighty. So it's just like the perfect match. I'll put it on my nose, just like I used to. A little bit, just drag it down on my lip. And then after I do my brows and mascara and finish up the bottom lash line of my makeup, I usually will bring it up here. So I'm just gonna do that now because I am filming another video for my eyeshadow. So if you want to see that, that will be coming. I'm gonna go into the Hip Dot and do that. Go right on that inner corner. And before I do my brows or mascara or lips, I will use this Makeup Revolution Hydrate and Fix Spray, and I just shake it. And this just kind of like melts everything together. That's all I need. For brows, I don't really draw my brows in anymore. I like to just pluck them, and then I'll use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Boost and Set in the shade Dark Brunette. And this is really messy. I wouldn't not recommend this, but I also wouldn't recommend it. It's definitely messy, but I like it a lot. I just scrape off like literally all the stinking product. Because this product is really dark and it is really powerful, and I don't like my brows being like the star of the show, and I have big brows anyway, so I don't really need to like do too much. And I literally just brush it through and shape what I want. You know, there are times where I still like thicker brow look. I don't know, this just works for me. I just like how natural they look. If I was doing like a really full coverage look, I probably would, you know, draw in my brows like I used to. But it's a combination of laziness. Like, I just can't be bothered to do it. And make sure they're even and like all this stuff. But also, like I said, like I'd rather my eyes be the focus, not my brows. I just want everything to look as like natural as possible. Like, I'm not like a natural makeup kind of girl. Like, I don't want to not look like I'm wearing makeup. Like, it's not possible in my mind. Now I'm going to do mascara on the top. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Volume Curl and Lengthen. There's two sides. So what I usually do is do curl and lengthen first. I really like this mascara. I also got this in Ipsy, and I really like it. This has been my go-to lately. I just like what it does to my lashes. And then I will use the volume side. And then really last for my face, I like to redraw my freckles a little bit. I wouldn't really say they're fake freckles because I have freckles. I just, on my nose, I don't like covering them. So I just tap this where I have freckles and then just blend them out. I just feel like it helps my makeup look a little bit more skin-like. I use the Kimchi freckle wand, and I literally just put them exactly where I have freckles. So I don't draw any new ones, and then I just tap them in. My freckles are one of the only things I like about my face. So I like to make sure that they're represented, okay? And then today, I'm gonna wear a red lipstick. This is the first time I'm using this. This is the Uncensored Stunner or Stunna lip paint from Fenty. I don't know what this is gonna be like. I also, can you guess, got this in Nipsey. And I would totally use these high-end brands if I had the money. I don't though. Gonna let that dry. And this is my full face. This is all I do. It's pretty easy. It's pretty quick to do. It doesn't take super long, especially when I'm not talking. Like when I sit and do it, it doesn't take that long, and it lasts a really long amount of time. It feels really light, doesn't really smudge or come off, and I just find that this works the best. It doesn't clog my pores, and yeah, I just find that this is, you can kind of see up close what my skin looks like. This is just what works for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I at least introduced you to some new products maybe, or maybe reintroduced you to some old ones that you haven't used in a while. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you want more content like this, let me know. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. I hope y'all are having a great day. Yeah, bye guys.